How you doing, guys? It's Dan. I wanted to do this video on some recent productivity improvements that I've been making for myself, and also that I've been actually implementing over time, really, that I've probably taken for granted. Things that are just part of a habit now, and I don't even think about. And I just basically wish that if there was a way that I could have learned this type of information before, earlier, the earlier the information given to me, the better. So the first thing I wanted to talk on was understanding where my results come from. And if my objective is to improve my business, I need to know where I'm getting most of my results from. So, there's ways of tracking that, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I've identified that most of my results are coming from Google, flyers, as it pertains to getting window cleaning customers, and, Google Ads. So I only want to focus on that. Now, a real big source of drain on my time and basically a huge distraction has been social media, so Instagram and Facebook. So I don't know what it is about this common advice that you need to be on social media like Facebook and Instagram and be posting. I found that I would get no results from there, and that these platforms would basically become a massive source of distraction. So basically delete them. That's what I've done. I've deleted all of them social platforms, and the way that I've done that is simply by deleting the actual application from the home screen, deleting the app, not deleting the accounts, and then because I still might have customers that are wanting to message me or message my business, the admin person, well, I can't say admin person, my wife to be, messaging her. We use a service called Go High Level, and what that platform allows you to do is aggregate all of the different social channels that you need and put all the messages into one place. So if you're like, okay, I do realize that I'm distracting myself through Facebook and Instagram, there are ways to centralize that information using a product like Go High Level. The other realization I had just recently actually was YouTube. So YouTube is quite a tricky one. You use it for learning. You're watching me on YouTube. You might be getting some value from the video. Delete YouTube. Definitely from your phone, and maybe try and isolate how you use it. Use it to find information, not be served it, through the algorithm. So I know it's a bit controversial as you're watching this video, but if I was you, I would delete YouTube and not watch it. And that's something that I've done. And it's very, very freeing. It frees up your time, and you'd be so surprised at how much time you end up spending on it if you pay attention to how you're using these platforms. You go on there looking for something, and before you know it, you're watching a video about freaking woodworking or something. I don't know. So yeah, delete these YouTube channels. The next one, I found that changing my environment from my usual day-to-day allows me to see things in a new light. So I'm quite fortunate that my family, I'm from the Midlands, and my family live up north in Yorkshire. So I come and visit them once a month, maybe every 6 weeks, with my girlfriend, and it's a lovely place. It's right now it's quite touristic, and that change in environment and pace away from work allows me to sort of change my mindset. Just gives me enough space. So that space allowed me to understand what I like about my work uniform. So when I'm at home and I'm working, when it comes to going to work, it's awesome. I've already got my work t-shirts, I've got my work hoodie, I've got my work trousers, I've even got my work shorts. Everything is the same. I've got my work socks. I've got my, I don't want to say work pants, they're universal, but yeah, I've got work everything. I've got my work trainers, and then when it comes to doing pressure washing, I've got my work wellies. I've got everything associated with work. When it comes to work, I don't even have to think about a single thing. Now, when I'm at home, this does it did used to do my girlfriend's head in, was I almost like wanted to wear my work stuff like when I'm at home, because it's like I don't even have to think about it. So this weekend I decided to make a final decision on what I'm personally going to wear, like my workwear for personal life, essentially. So the sort of mindset that I like is a decide once, like, kind of mentality. Like, if I have to do it the one time, I want the problem solved. I learned that from a book. It's called Essentialism. It's called The Essentialist, I believe. I can't quite remember the name of the book. The author's called Greg McKeown. It's a good book. I recommend reading it. Overall, I actually recommend just reading anything. Not anything. I just recommend reading full stop. And there was this like decide once mentality. So, okay, how did I solve the personal workwear problem? So I decided on one shop that I was going to shop at. I'm actually 35 today, and Marks and Spencer's is going to be my shop. So I went into Marks and Spencer's. I tried on the t-shirts. I identified like what size and fit of the t-shirt that I wanted. Chinos, the size and fit. The jeans, the size and fit. Jumpers, size and fit. And with all that information, each different type of clothing fits slightly different. So for example, with the jeans, they're a shorter leg, so I use like a 31 inside leg, but then the chinos was a 33 inside leg, and it was a slim fit, whereas the jeans were a regular fit. I get all that in a spreadsheet. I decide on the colours that I want. I want t-shirts in black and white, and with the chinos I want dark navy, with the jumpers I want dark navy, and I kind of have everything. Oh, and the shorts in beige. And then with all that information, I now know that whenever I pick up a t-shirt, they go with my shorts. Whenever I pick up the chinos, they go with my t-shirts, and vice versa. And I can have everything just put into a spreadsheet, and I know the sizes of everything. If I ever need to replace anything, I can just go back into that spreadsheet. I know my sizes in those different products, and I can just buy it again. This is the decide once sort of mentality. You just do it once and it's solved. It is very, very refreshing for me, and that's a recent productivity thing that I've done in my own personal life to just free up basically mental space. If you're like from a manufacturing background, you'll know this type of information. Putting all those different items into a spreadsheet is basically a bill of materials. So if you've got your work van, for a productivity hack, I have like boxes of spares in my van. So I'll just put this here. I have like boxes of spares in my van, and in each one of those boxes, like I've got a spreadsheet with all the parts in, the part numbers, so that when I need to reorder them, I just reorder them. It's that same thing, but for like my personal workwear. Everything's compatible, the same way that all of your fittings on your pressure washing gun will be compatible. So that's it. Simple productivity hack with personal workwear. Decide once and it's done. Okay, so these are like some new things that I've done to free up my time. The other one is, that I've just done for years and years, is related to health. So I've talked about freeing yourself from distractions, which is a modern day problem, which is like the Instagram and everything. Just delete them. But if you need them for work, use a platform like Go High Level to aggregate all of the chats, so you don't piss customers off, because they do contact you everywhere. In your personal life, create a work uniform. And then for health, one of the things that I do is just have the same. This might seem really simple for some people, but not for everyone. I actually think, I don't know the stats, but I think a lot of people have issues. So have the same going to bed time and having the same waking up time every single day, regardless of whatever day it is. If it's the weekend, you wake up at the same time, you go to bed at the same time. If it's the weekday, exactly the same. Have a routine based around your sleep. I actually read it in a book that if a person, so 8 hours of sleep is like the optimum amount of sleep. If a person has 7, 6, 5 hours of sleep, when it gets down to that 5 hours of sleep level, that state of mind that the person is in, people would say they're like a zombie type of thing, is the equivalent of having a 0.1% blood alcohol level. So when you've had a lack of sleep, it's the equivalent to being drunk in terms of your mental and cognitive performance. So ensuring that you have adequate sleep is very, very important. So build a routine that you stick to. You decide what time you go to bed, you decide what time you wake up in the morning, and you just do that every single day. The other bit of productivity is just making sure, another health related one, for me, that just do once and then it's solved, is water. Making sure you drink water. So if you need to drink 2 litres of water a day, a really easy way to ensure that you drink your 2 litres of water every day is in the morning, have at least 1 litre in the morning. That way, no matter what happens in the day, all you've got to do is just have 1 extra litre. And if we're we're outside here pressure washing, window cleaning, outside doing working, making sure that we're looking after our health is really, really important. So just another productivity, I would say it is a bit like a hack, which is unfortunately not a solution. But all these different things that I'm really talking about here is just to maybe give you the idea of a mentality of, once you solve a problem, you do it once and it's solved forever. That's the thing, is you solve one thing forever, and you solve many, many things that get solved forever. And the last one that's probably been really important for me as well has been having some sort of accountability partner. Now, that's quite a practical solution there, a productivity partner. But really what I mean is by actually having the right partner, the right, partner that you plan to spend the rest of your life with, or, your partner, the person that you want to have a family with, or if you do or don't want to have a family, is choose that right person. Because if you actually think about it, when you go back to the dating, which can seem fun, and it can be fun, that is lots of do it one, it's not it's a decision that has to get made over and over again. And I personally do think the more you do that, it does have negative effects, but each person is different, I suppose. But I would say, making sure that you've got the right partner that is supportive, and that they're good for you and you're good for them. So having an accountability partner, but better yet is having the right partner. There's a lot of mental like fallacies that come along in not just this area of life but in other areas of life. One that comes to mind is the sunk cost. So people will like, imagine you've been dating somebody for a year, but they're not the right person, but you'll think, because I've been dating them a year, I'm going to lose a year. I've lost a year if I break up with them now, but they're not the right person. You're already committed 1 year of time into something that might not be serving you overall, whereas it would be the best thing in the long run. You just need to find the right type of partner. Yeah, that's, anyway, sunk cost. But yeah, these are the certain productivity things I'm doing. I wanted to share them so you can at least get some of the hacks, or maybe the mentality of like making a decision once and it being done forever. Delete the social media. That thing that you don't want to do, whatever that thing is that you don't want to do, it's probably a good indication of what you should be doing. But yeah, see where your results are coming from, and eliminate the distractions from your life. Decide once and make that decision forever. Peace.